East Coast, but happy to be with you today. I've got what I think is an important topic today, something that gets me excited, something that I implemented several years ago that really helped me move the needle in my life and take everything to another level. It's a tool that you can use, that you can implement immediately to make a significant change in your life, in your performance, in whatever field that you want to be better. And as you guys know, those of you who are part of this Be a Pro community and have followed the Be a Pro series up to this point, you know that my mission here is to equip you with tools to help you be better, to help you become that best version of yourself and then live as that best version every single day. So the tool I have for you today is a morning routine. I know, we've all heard of it before. I know years ago when I retired from football and I really dove into personal development and I was kind of starting in the coaching, speaking, training, consulting area, I was reading all these books, watching all these YouTube videos, listening to the podcast, and I kept hearing people, super high performers, super successful people, high achievers, talk about their morning routine and the importance of it. And I would read about the billionaires, the Steve Jobs and the Oprahs and these type of people that were getting up at 4 a.m. and 4:30 and getting a workout in and writing in a journal and doing all these different things, using a day planner to plan their day. And they were talking about how important this was. And I remember thinking, come on, that can't be the secret, right? That can't be the thing or one of the key things that helped propel you guys to the levels that you're at. But as I continued to read over the years, more and more high-level CEOs, high-performing individuals in every industry talked about the importance of a morning routine. And I just thought it was bullshit for a long time. But as I started to read and do a little bit more research and talk to more people about it, I really discovered the importance of it. And when I implemented one myself, I saw the change. I was able to fully believe it because I could see the change. And it was really, like I said, kind of a revelation for me. It's something that I had to kind of evolve into. And one of the key moments that I remember is when I first started in my speaking, coaching, and training career. I was talking to a coach, a guy who was coaching me at that time. And we were going through a process where he was trying to help me recreate the feelings that I had when I was my most successful. And I remember telling him, I said, one of the things that I really miss about pro sports, about the NFL, was the daily regimen, right? The way that everything was kind of scheduled. And I knew where I was supposed to be, what I was supposed to do. And I just had a really defined schedule, almost an itinerary of how I was going about my day. And so he said, well, tell me about that. Tell me what that looked like. And so I just started from the moment that I got out of bed. So I would get out of bed around 6 o'clock. We'd have meetings that started roughly about 8 o'clock, depending on the team, 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. And so I'd get out of bed about 6. I'd have my clothes laid out right there by my bed that I'd set out the night before, throw on my clothes, brush my teeth, grab a bottle of water, and I was out the door. It would take me about 20 minutes to get to the facility. I'd get to the facility and immediately go downstairs into the training room, just outside the locker room, and I would get in an ice bath, which early in the morning is not a pleasurable experience. We're talking about water that's 48 to 52 degrees, really shocks your body when you get in it, when you submerge yourself in it. But I would get in an ice bath, and then for about 20 minutes, I would alternate hot and cold. It's called a hot or cold contrast. Hydrotherapy is what a lot of people would refer to that as. But I would do that, and I would do that for about 20 minutes. And then I'd go back to my locker and I'd get dressed in my workout clothes, and then I'd go get a workout in. We were required to get 2 or 3 workouts in every morning. 2 or 3 workouts in every week. And I chose to do them in the morning as opposed to after practice when I was tired after practice. So I'd get my workout done. Then I'd go up to the cafeteria, grab some breakfast. Then I'd walk upstairs, stop by the break room, grab a cup of coffee, and be sitting in the meeting room ready for the 8 a.m. meeting around 7:50 or 7:55. And so I explained this process to my coach, and he said, "Oh, so you had a really dialed in morning routine." And when he said that, I was like, "Holy shit, like that's exactly what that was." That's what all these people have been talking about. These books I've been reading and the podcasts I've been listening to. Everybody was talking about their morning routine. And I didn't even realize that when I was operating at a really high level, when I was experiencing some of the most success in my life, that I had a very structured, very dialed in morning routine that walked me through a series of steps or habits, if you will, that really set me up to have an amazing, amazing day. So that was really kind of when it clicked for me. That was when the light bulb went off, like, okay, this is something that I need to get back to and something that I need to implement in my life. And like I said, I'm sure a lot of you guys, if you spent any time in personal development or self-help, if you listen to any podcasts or, watch any influencers, authors, thought leaders on YouTube, then you've heard about this concept and you may be considering implementing one. Or maybe you've never thought about it, but whatever category you're in, I want to present a framework of a morning routine that you can start to implement immediately. And I want to present that to you here on the Be a Pro show. So first off, let's talk really quickly about the importance of a morning routine, like why it's important to even have a set of rituals or a structured set of habits that you go through in the morning. Well, I think the first thing for me is that it allows me to have extreme clarity first thing in the morning. I've heard it said that clarity is power, right? And the opposite of clarity is confusion. So if we have a choice of how we want to start our day with clarity or confusion, I'm going to choose clarity every single day, right? So one of the practices that I use in my morning routine is journaling and planning. I write in a planner every day. I've got a high performance planner here, Brendan Burchard's High Performance Habits Planner. And I write my day out. And there's some journal prompts in there that I write every day that help me get clarity around how I want to show up that day, the things I want to accomplish, what I want to get done, and how I want to accomplish them, right? So I have extreme clarity around what it is that I'm going to do that day and how I want to do it. The second thing is this idea of decision fatigue. And when I first learned about this concept, it really blew my mind. So I remember I was watching a video on YouTube, and the guy was talking about how Steve Jobs wore the exact same thing every single day, a black turtleneck and a pair of jeans. And he did that because he did not want to spend any mental energy in the morning trying to decide what he was going to wear. And this idea of decision fatigue is, science-based. It's science-backed, and it's really, really powerful that we only have so much mental energy in a day. And every decision that we make, it impairs our ability to make the best decision on the next decision. So with every decision, our ability to make a good decision decreases. So guys like Steve Jobs or the president of the United States or CEOs of major companies, where their job and their livelihood depends on them making good decisions, the last thing they want to do is expend a bunch of their mental energy and decision-making ability early on in the day. This idea of decision fatigue. So again, when you have the ability to have a moment in your morning where you can write in a planner and kind of structure your day, where you don't have to make decisions about what you're going to do next, it's already done, you've already made those decisions, then you're setting yourself up to be able to be that much more effective later as the day goes on and your willpower decreases and your ability to make great decisions decreases. Third is what I like to call the domino effect. And everybody probably knows about this concept, right? The domino effect can be good or bad. Have you ever had somebody say, you ask them how their day was and they'll say, man, it was just one thing after another. It just boom, 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 and just piled up on me. So my day was not good. But there's also cases where somebody will say, man, just one good thing after another. This happened in the morning and next thing I knew, boom, 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 and all these great things happen. So I like to make sure that my domino effect every day is going to be a positive one. And the way I do that is by getting some small wins in the morning. You guys have probably seen or heard of that concept. There's a book written that was called Make Your Bed. And the author was talking about the importance of just getting a small win in the morning, completing a small task like making your bed, and how that sets you up to get more wins consecutively over the course of the day. So doing something simple like making your bed or getting a workout in, right? Getting that small win over something that maybe you don't want to do, going out for a walk, getting a small win in the morning can really set you up for more wins consistently and consecutively over the course of a day. I like to call that the domino effect. And again, I like to make sure that my domino effect for the day is going to be a positive one. And the last thing here is exercise. I love to get some type of exercise in the morning. Now, let me be clear. I don't work out in the morning. I like to do my heavy workout later in the day. But if you can just get yourself to move in the morning for 5, 10, 15 minutes, what I do now, I've just recently kind of implemented this, was I do some push-ups, some air squats, and then stretch. It takes me literally 5 to 10 minutes, but it gets my blood flowing, and it does some other really amazing things for your chemistry, right? So working out, exercise releases so many neurotransmitters, endorphins, dopamine, norepinephrine, and a multitude of other hormones and neurotransmitters in your body that really make you feel good. So just by working out for 5 or 10 minutes, a really, really light form of exercise or stretching in the morning, 10, 15 minutes after you wake up, can really, really improve your mood and improve the chances that you're going to have a great day for the remainder of that day. So those are, 4 or 5 of the reasons why I feel it's important to have a morning routine. And I think, with those things, you guys can structure those however you want. You can structure your morning routine whichever way you want, whatever feels comfortable for you. It's not a one size fits all. There's a number of books out there. I read The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. Robin Sharma has a great book out called The 5 a.m. Club. Tons of resources out there for you guys to read and then decide what really works best for you. But with that being said, I'm going to give you an idea of what my morning looks like. This is my ideal morning routine. It doesn't always happen exactly like this. Sometimes when I'm traveling or if something keeps me up late and I have to adjust my sleep schedule a little bit to make sure I get my sleep, then the time will be adjusted a little bit. But here's essentially what I like to do in the morning. So I wake up first thing and make my bed, like I said. I think that's really important. It's just a small little practice, but once I started doing it, again, I realized how many benefits there were to doing something so simple. So I make my bed, I go in, brush my teeth, and then go downstairs and immediately put on a pot of coffee. I'm a coffee drinker, and so I like that in the morning. While my coffee's brewing, I will open a book. I'll sit and start reading, different books. I've got 2 or 3 books that I'm usually reading at the same time. So it depends on which one might be on my coffee table on a given morning. But I always try to get 20, 30 to 45 minutes of reading in. I like to read first because in the morning, your mind is primed to absorb new knowledge and integrate new knowledge. And so I like to read and really get that in for, like I said, 30 to 45 minutes. Then I'll immediately go over to the table in my dining room and start writing in my planner. And like I said, I've got the high performance planner here, the Brendan Burchard's planner. I know a lot of people use all different sorts of planners. I've tried 4 or 5 over the course of the last year, probably. And this is by far my favorite. What I love about this planner is that it has these prompts in it. It has a morning mindset section and an evening journal. And what I can do with this is by answering these questions, these prompts, I'm able to really kind of decide and be intentional about how I want to show up on that given day. Some of the questions in here say things like, one thing I can get excited about today. I wrote today my live stream and my Be a Pro seminar that I've got coming up after this live stream, right? I love doing this. I love this work. And so that's something I can get excited about. Another question, Who needs my A game today? Right? So I wrote my viewers on my live stream and the participants in my Be a Pro seminar. So I was intentional this morning about saying, I want to bring my A game, my absolute best for you guys. And then for the people of the company that hired me to do a Be a Pro seminar later today. And then of course there's the schedule aspect, the calendar aspect, where you can write in what you've got to do on that day, at what particular time. And then this planner, like I said, has an evening journal, which I think is really important. It allows you to kind of evaluate your day and, take inventory of how you did show up that day. Did you get the things done that you wanted to get done? Were you intentional about what you said that you wanted to do? So that's a high performance planner by Brennan Burchard. You certainly can do your own research and decide what planner or day planner might work best for you. I just happen to like that one. But after I get that done in my planner, then I get into, like I said, that 10, 15 minute routine of working out, doing some push-ups, doing some air squats and stretching. That really helps integrate all of that knowledge that I gained from reading the book and the things that I said that I wanted to do in my planner. When I get that blood flow and start releasing those hormones and those chemicals, it really helps my brain integrate all of that stuff that I just absorbed. And after that, then I go about my day, right? It might be some Zoom calls or some, virtual meetings or something that I've got set up. And then I'll go about my day and, like I said, try to get a good workout, try to go to the gym and get a good workout in at some point in the afternoon. But that morning routine that I use, it's really, really simple. Some of the authors and influencers that I follow have a much, much more detailed and involved and specific morning routine than I do. But that's really the basis for mine. Like I said, I wake up, I make my bed, then I go downstairs, I start reading, then I write in my journal, and then I get in 10 to 15 minutes of exercise just to move my body, get my blood flowing, get some of those endorphins and those neurotransmitters flowing, those feel-good hormones that we all like to experience. Guys, I just think it's so important that we set ourselves up for success first thing in the morning. We are all creatures of habit, right? And the quality of our life can be determined by whether our habits are good or bad. And if we're not conscious of our habits, sometimes we can fall into bad habits, bad patterns, and it'll take us weeks or months sometimes to realize that we've developed these bad habits. And then we've wasted so much time over the course of that time. And then you've got to spend so much more time trying to develop new habits, trying to stop those old habits, that it's better if we just start today developing good habits around having a great day and around being more successful. And we can do that by being more intentional with the way that we start our day in the morning. Try this out, guys. Do some research. Drop some comments in the comments section. Casey is in there. I know she's already introduced herself, but drop some comments. Maybe if you already have a morning routine, share with us what works for you, because all the viewers and the people that are tuned in right now or that may be watching the video in the next couple hours, couple days, couple weeks, if you've got a great morning routine, drop it in there, because I'd like for everybody to, be able to look at what some of you guys are doing. A lot of the people that are a part of this community are super high performers. And so we want to know what you guys are doing and what works for you in terms of your morning routine. And I also encourage you, like I said, to go out and do some research. Go on YouTube and just type in morning routines. Go on Amazon and type in morning routines, and you'll find a number of books around this. Guys, I wouldn't have spent an episode on this topic, on this subject, if I didn't think it was super, super important. I can honestly say that it's been a needle mover for me. It's been something that has really helped me, many years ago, kind of get out of that funk that I've expressed to you guys. I've been really, really open and really transparent about some of my struggles after my football career ended. And the implementation of a structured morning routine was one of the things that got me back on track. And it's something that, like I said, every morning with 98% certainty, I am going through some version of that morning routine. Sometimes the times are altered. Sometimes I only get to read for 15 or 20 minutes. Sometimes I don't get to go through it in the same order, when I'm traveling or when other circumstances arise. But I always try to get those 4 things in, and it sets me up to have a great day, to show up as my very best self, and to continue this journey of getting better every single day. And you guys know I've talked at length about the idea of consistency, right? Stringing them together. Be great today, and then be great tomorrow and the next day, and just string them together. Enough great days make a great week. Enough great weeks make a great month. And you know the rest, right? And we want to wake up a year from now and say, God damn, that was a really, really good year. And the way we can do that, the way we can ensure that we do that, is by starting every day off the right way, by setting ourselves up to be successful on that day with a morning routine. Guys, that's it for today. I wanted to be short and sweet. Just wanted to drop that on you. I hope that helps. Put that tool in your toolbox, implement it, and use it starting tomorrow. Just try it for me and leave some comments, leave your feedback, and let me know how you're feeling. Guys, I will be live again tomorrow. I've got an amazing guest, Dr. Shane Credo. We are going live, I believe, at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And Dr. Shane is a sleep performance specialist. He's a psychologist, psychiatrist, and a sleep performance specialist. He spent his career and his life working with athletes and high performers. But I promise you there's going to be valuable information for everybody that tunes in. And that's actually why I wanted to do this video today on the morning routine, because tomorrow we're going to have Dr. Shane talk about the importance of sleep. Hope everybody's doing well. I'll look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. As always, be a pro. See ya.